speaking French, everyone. Next we have Jonathon Lawrence. Come on up. Welcome.
Good evening. That was pretty good. Really good. Hard to follow. I'll be reading two pieces tonight. This microphone's around my face. There we go. Alright. Crash! Smash! Mad dash, the streets run red with raspberry and vodka, and kebab spot is the place for a punch-on. Kids on medals scoot past curfew, bumming darts and taking names. Newly installed public toilets install not-so-public affairs. Taxis, sick, perfumes, blood, magic, testosterone, smell it all here. Little by little, the horses parade, but if you call one gay, expect to find beating, windows explode, potato cakes, and for only $1, you'll get your fill. Bouncers look out, they'll do when you'll need to, as anyone drunk has a settle to score. Pin thin skirts, strut horizontal, no vision of collars. The smell, the smell. Stick to the floor your ears that aren't speaking, and never listen, the sirens of dawn. Thank you. For my next piece, I guess a bit of political backstory is needed, maybe? If you're not familiar with our political history, we had a Prime Minister from around the mid-40s to the mid-60s, and he's one of the greatest we've ever had, apparently. But beneath him was another man who was an MP for around 30 years before having a brief stint as Prime Minister and then disappearing. This is an elegy in 3 parts called Holt. To those men of great tradition, a toast is raised, henceforth eternal. Ensconced in bronze in gardens weeping, they stand vigil over clocks of flowers. There are 2 whom we remember well, their bravery not contained by time, their triumphs etched in plains of serif, their faults of few, proportionalized. Father and son in recognition, they led our southern land, prosperity flourished at their hands, made rough the verdicts they lay down. Their history grand we're not to dwell on, but for the confrontations they coddled. The son of this dialogue, in his prime a man of average height, built well, a face that harshness envied, fitness advocated, helped by his demeanour, jet black slicked, resolutely tailored, prepared smile and charm. But quashed beneath the magnetism of the father, whose oratory greatness fashioned him the scourge of many parties. His recognition of citizens forgotten, the median they trod seen for the first, unadvertised, unnamed, contributing to the immortality of man, yet lost. This man of men who held sympathies for the motherland, British to the bootstraps, found himself snared. The second of his kind to lead us to warfare, outnumbered though we were, 100 million to 1, we persevered, and fought, and triumphed. Yet Menzies lost for his misplaced patriotism. The son then, godfather to 1 million children, had but one choice to make. He thrust out his mentor, making cold the once warm halls of Parliament. The ousted hero noted this act of disloyalty. The rise and fall of Menzies. Holt, the son, now saw in his master a darkness where once light shone a beacon. 8 long years they spent in obscurity, opposing all, shadowed, they fought for themselves, survival measured by the strength of one's words. It was during this stretch the anomaly blossomed, blooming full maturation upon their ascent. To the halls of great men, again Holt and his master rose together as one, yet the black rose took shape. Menzies, once man of men, his rhetoric sharpened, now harboured and honed, had a weapon become. The great white chief in the year 66 challenged Holt's steadfastness, his cunning and tongue. Beneath the grey clouds of Canberra, Menzies slithered and slunk, spurned and joyless, now a figure of age. His departure had arrived. Holt and compatriots questioned silent in Parliament, that magnificent hall where the best of men labour. Rich woods contained stately and brick-bullioned brilliance, ceilings concrete, walls epitaphic, leaders who had found comfort. Menzies approached the great oak doors, ripping them asunder with his razor-lined maw, his passion, his oratory, his triumph at last. His glee was demonic. Inside he searched out the sun, his hair bristling as he trod the carpets, portraits of predecessors genuflecting as they tore at the seams. Holt felt his approach, and as he turned twixt the Senate, Menzies paced into view under archways of white. His body had morphed, twisted, years of liability, crushing shoulders beneath, till nothing was left but his power of speech. His mouth rose upon of razor shafts, devouring the air, his body black and decaying, dripping, painting rot on the red. Holt crossed the floor, his suit shining silver, intending once for all to end this liberal game. Father rushed at the sun. The clash was tremendous as the timbre of voices wrenched wood from floor, vocalization rendering chairs dismissible, speeches made, remembered. After 30 long years waiting, Holt's desire was greater. He thrust the black monster to the cape of the hall, and reaching with him to the depths of his being, banished Menzies, free from his thrall, to the fields of retirement, thus ending the stream of honorifics bestowed to the Right Honourable Menzies, KTCHFAAFRSQCMP, full stop. The horrible image conjured in his mind's eye defeated, Holt turned to his brethren and issued them thus. After 3 decades past and my traits set asunder, I have bested the one whose shoulder I once tended. Near more shall I be called young Harold, nor shall any of ye condemn my former master. It is not his own volition which has guided him here. I have supped with him, attended him, and played my role at his right hand. He does not deserve your scorn. At this, Holt stood above the defeated darkness, light reflected from his brilliant smile, and all could see that he would be the one to lead them to greatness. The Black forever. And so Holt reigned, extending our southern lands reached, well liked in the east, the north, the west, all bearings agreeable to his open deportment. And for a time, Holt was happy, though crept slowly round his quarters, the despair kept only to corners. Was only a year that the sun had led us, till sloughs of disaster struck, like a funeral felled around him, those closest began to fall, a terrible blow. As did his favour among men, his speechifying courage lost to some far glen. The once steadfast apprentice, now lost without his mentor, endured the brunt of a forceful awakening. With the whole of Parliament crashing down round his ears, Holt was wont for escape from men crying foul affiliation, neighbours to the north, an indulgence in a conflict not ours, a plea to leave them be. Much like Menzies before, Holt was crucified for relations. Tattered but not yet torn, he sought repose far south of the capital, in a place called Nepean, where he was fated to meet his end. Claims made that he knew the beach as one would a lover, Holt plunged into the surging torrent, the surf as fierce as his will was once strong, against the wishes of his companions, the silver-haired hero thrust into the deep, the ink black seeping into his pores. Many tales surround this great man's disappearance, of red scares and lives taken, yet all fall to wayside of the truth incarnate. For Holt was chosen by powers greater known to his kinsmen than anything they cared to conjure. As he tumbled into that black forever, Holt was visited by a vision of beauty. Water-made female seduced this old son of land, an Ondine who sought his hand in exchange for a soul. Holt, renowned for his extramarital contrivances, need not to think twice, and sponsored by some magic-granting breath, followed the apparition to a city beneath the peninsula. Here, he forgot of his troubles landside, forgot his Zara, beloved above the waves. Widowed, circumstances tragic, the Shangri-La he was to share replaced anew. Content, his mind was let to wander through moments made pleasurable in hindsight. His winning margins, his contributions to kin and crown, his days spent engaging in sport and rest, his introduction of the decimal. The life aquatic suited this former leader, and for a short time the ink black receded, flowing through the deep, escaping his mind. Coagulating in a far deep cave, this darkness took up form. And soon this twisting shadow sought out its tortured master, now free from scars to be retrieved, his time far gone. Holt, calm beneath the swell, was suddenly confronted by a coiling black expanse. Stretched full, 'twould be enough to devour the earth. A leviathan, eyes sparks of voltage, its power harnessed through mind. Assaulted by visions, Holt regarded his past transgressions with sombre contemplation. His father, brother, mother, gone before him, the latter's funeral not attended. The lone sadness with which he had built immunity to feeling crumbled below the gaze of the worm beneath the sea. And so the prodigal son did meet his end beneath the waves, his soul split lengthways by Undine, destroyed by Leviathan and claimed by the sea. Thriving on contact which he seldom received, Holt's legacy remains, bronze-clad, vigilant, an ordinary man who liked to be liked. Thank you.